All right, we're back with another Pick'em video. It is Sunday, April 12th in the NBA. We have a 15-game slate. Every team is playing today, sort of, because we have seeding locked on some teams, seeding not locked on other teams, resting players all over the place. So if you watch this thing and you're like, I watch the NBA a little bit, and you're seeing some plus money for certain teams, you're seeing crazy lines for certain players, that's going to be why. And the way I'm going to format this video is I'm going to go through every single game today, just give you the main stuff. Hey, is this team playing for anything? Is this team sitting all their players? And any players to kind of watch out for that could have big games in these spots with some extra minutes. So if that sounds cool, stay tuned, buckle your seatbelts. We're talking every single game in this thing. All I ask is if you could hit the like button, that would be awesome. If you could comment something down below, that'd be sweet too. And of course, subscribe if you are new. Let's get into the first game of the night. So because there's so many games, I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, but we are going to switch a few screens during the things just to give you guys visual references so you can kind of remember it a little bit more. But we're going to starting in Boston with the Orlando Magic versus the Boston Celtics. And everyone for the Celtics is going to be out for this game pretty much. The Celtics are locked in the 2 seed. They do not need to play their players. It's going to be a rest day for all of these guys. As you can see, a ton of dudes are doubtful. A bunch of other guys, the main stars, already ruled out for this game. The Magic side of things, they are going to be battling for positioning here. So let's go over the standings right now. Right now, they're the 7th seed. The 76ers have the tiebreaker over them. So if the Magic lose today against the Skeleton Crew Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers win today, the 76ers will jump and they'll get the home court advantage in that first play-in game. These guys will play each other. If the Magic win today and the Raptors lose today, they could hop into the 6th seed. So the Magic either going to be the 7th seed, the 6th seed, or the 8th seed. It's going to be big. They either want home court advantage in that play-in, or if they can pass the Raptors, a win here is huge for the Magic because they'll pass the Raptors and they'll be locked in the playoffs. No play-in needed. So big game for Orlando. They'll probably win this thing. That's why you're going to see a big spread differential here, 13-point favorites for Orlando. And you can see the projected minutes right here for this team. You can see the projected minutes for Boston. The guys for Boston, this is my team that I would look to in terms of scoring the ball, rebounding the ball a little bit. Jordan Walsh would be the main guy. I would look at rebounding the ball. Baylor Shireman has been an absolute stud. This dude's been hooping. I would look to him to score the ball. I also like Ron Harper to score the ball. Luka Garza's points lines are like 18.5, 19.5. I think that's way too high for Luka Garza. He's a good player. I don't think he's going to be the main scorer, especially in a game like this. And then guys off the bench, Amari Williams could get a ton of rebounds. Depends on how much time he gets. And Delano Banton, they just locked up for 2 years. He's also a pretty good scorer. So that's it for the Celtics. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on them just because I know this team very, very, very well. And for the Magic side of things, I don't really know who to go to because if this is a 20-point game going to the fourth quarter and they feel like they've locked this thing up, maybe we don't see these guys as much. And the Celtics have good defense overall. So that's what I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay away from the Magic. I would attack some Celtics players, maybe for some plus money, and that's how I'd play it. Moving to game number 2, we're going to Washington and Cleveland. The Wizards already locked up the worst record in the entire NBA, so they can let their guys hoop. Guys like Will Riley can score the basketball. Guys like Julian Reese can get double-doubles left and right if he's going to get 35 minutes here. So those are the main 2 dudes that I'm looking at. Julian Reese, double-double. I don't know how juice it's going to be, but I think it could be a parlay piece. And then Will Riley, you might want to ladder up his points to get some plus money or something like that because he's going to have the green light here to go out there and score the basketball. And because they're sitting everyone on the Cavs side of things, this game does not matter for the Cavs. The Cavs are locked up into that 4 seed. Everyone's going to be sitting for this team. They're going to be playing a little bit smaller, which is another reason I like the Julian Reese double-double. But obviously their defense is going to lack a little bit here too. So Will Riley, a guy that scored 30-plus points a couple times at the end of the season here, should have a green light against this Cavs team. And then on the Cavs side of things, the main thing I'm looking at here is Jalen Tyson to grab rebounds. He can grab rebounds in any game here, but now we're getting no one out there playing, and he should get the time on the courts. The only worry is like, hey, Jalen Tyson is a rotation player, so is he going to get 30-plus minutes, or is he going to get, limited to 28, 20 minutes even? We could see something like that. So I like Jalen Tyson. I think he's going to be the best rebounder out here for this team, maybe one of the best. Larry Nance could also be someone you could look at, but I don't even know if he has lines right now. But he's obviously a good player, and he has not played much this season. But if you give Larry Nance, 25-plus minutes, you know what he can do in instances like this. So if he's going to get a really low line, they could absolutely go out there and show him some time, and he could be a guy that you could really good plus money on. Game number 3, we got Detroit and Indiana. Essentially for this one, Detroit's already locked in their seeding at the number 1 spot for the East. They are looking like they're going to play some of their starters, but it might be more towards awards types of stuff. Like Cade Cunningham's right at that threshold near the 65 games. He'll probably go out there and play 20 minutes and then get yanked. So I'm not looking too much into the Detroit side of things. The Pacers don't want to win this game at all. They're 14-point favorites. The Pistons are kind of helping them out because they're going to be having to play some of these guys. But yeah, I would absolutely go Detroit to win this thing. Indiana does not want to win this game at all because they could fall into like a tiebreaker with the Brooklyn Nets. If they end up winning this thing, then it's a coin flip on, certain draft things. They got some trades that have different draft capital coming in and coming out. So essentially, to make it easier to understand, the Pacers just don't want to win this game. So I don't really have much in this game to look at because the Pacers are going to be actively trying to lose, and the Detroit Pistons are probably going to play a lot of guys 20 minutes today, and it's hard to go to a guy's over or even an under in instances like that because the lines are probably going to be pretty sharp on a lot of these guys. So I don't have much for that game. It's a weird one. Pretty much Indiana wants to lose this game. That's all you got to know. Moving to the next game, we're going to Atlanta and Miami. Both these teams pretty much just want to win this game outright, but it's not the end of the world if they lose. Miami is not locked into the 10 seed, but they need some other stuff to happen for them to get into the 9 seed, and that would just give them home court advantage in the first round of the play-in. So it's not some monster game, but I would assume they go out there, play their normal guys, and try to win this game. The Atlanta side of things, it's weird that they have a bunch of guys questionable here because if they win, they lock up the 5 seed. If they lose, they can still get the 5 seed, but I think Toronto has to lose and or Orlando has to win or something weird like that for them to fall to the 6 seed. But assuming they would play their guys, I don't know why they're questionable here. But I can't go to the game unless I know who's playing. So that's what you got going on for this game. We could get a game that actually looks normal. It's a 5.5 point spread in favor of Miami. And if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, I'm going out there and running my guys. Just seal your own fate, get the 5 seed locked up, play the Cavs in the first round, and don't even worry about dropping the 6 seed and having to face the Knicks. That's my thoughts, but we'll see what happens. Ton of question marks. I would assume they play, but I can't go to this game because we're not even getting lines because we don't know if they're playing or not. Jumping to play number 5, we're looking at Charlotte and New York. The New York Knicks already locked into that 3 seed. That's where you're going to see a ton of players out for this team. The only reason you see Mikal Bridges in there is because he wants to continue playing every single game of his entire career, which is a crazy feat. But he'll probably go out there and play 1 minute and then get subbed off maximum 5 minutes. He'll probably get subbed off after the first second of the game. That's what happened last year. But then we move to the Charlotte side of things. They want to win this game. It's not the worst case scenario if they lose because they're already in the play-in tournament and they're already in the 9 or the 10 seed. But they should have everyone out there, it looks like, which is awesome to see. But this is a 14-point spread, and they're going up against a Knicks team that was going to be a skeleton crew. We could see Jordan Clarkson score the ball a whole lot. Miles McBride, a guy that's going to be in their rotation a decent amount. I don't expect him to play a ton of minutes, but guys like Diawara is going to be a guy that's going to be getting main minutes because he's a young dude and they like him. He could be out there doing some good stuff. We'll see if we get lines on him. And then Hook Porty as well is a guy that you could definitely rebound the ball, but it's a difficult matchup depending on how much Charlotte plays in this game. We could see these guys the entire game, but if it's a blowout, we might not see them in the fourth quarter. But I'd probably lean Diawara just because he's the young stud on this Knicks team that's actually going to play. And on the Charlotte side of things, LaMelo's been pretty dang good, and he's playing in Madison Square Garden where he's played pretty dang well, 30-plus points in the last 2 games in Madison Square Garden. So those are the only 2 things I got looking into this game, really. Moving to the next game here, we got Milwaukee and Philadelphia. Milwaukee is going to be in the lottery. They're not playing for anything. The Philadelphia 76ers are playing for something here. Right now, they're in the 7th seed. I believe they could go to the 6th seed if a bunch of stuff happens. I think they got some tiebreakers. They can't drop below the 9 seed, so they're either going to be in the 8, 7, or 6 seed, I believe, here. And that just means they're going to be wanting to win this thing. So 15-point spread in favor of Philadelphia. No Joel Embiid after the appendicitis. We'll see how long that keeps him out. He just had surgery on that. But Milwaukee, I mean, Cormac Ryan's been an absolute dog in terms of scoring the basketball. They're going to run him out as much as possible. That's what they got. They got not a lot of players to go to, and these are dudes that I've been attacking. Jericho Sims double lines have been awesome. Even a triple-double, he snuck in there and got one the other day. Ousmane Dieng, Taurean Prince can rebound the ball pretty dang well, and then Cormac Ryan's an absolute sniper. This dude can light up the stat sheet in terms of scoring the ball, shooting like 50% from 3 in however many games now he's played. So who's it going to be? Is it going to be the question? And guys like Jericho Sims has been, again, a guy double, triple-double is not off the table. And then a guy like AJ Green, is he going to go out there and score the ball? He's a rotation piece for their entire team. So pick and choose from here. A lot of these guys are going to be getting a lot of minutes, and they can fill the stat sheets in different types of ways. And then the Philadelphia side of things, again, it's one of those where it's like, hey, is Milwaukee going to be down a whole bunch of points in this thing? 15.5 seems a little bit too high for me just because some of these guys can ball out a little bit. And Philadelphia is not playing particularly amazing right now, and they don't have Joel Embiid. But guys like Paul George to rebound maybe here, even score the ball, knock down some threes. He's been great since he came back from suspension, to be totally honest. He's the main guy I'm looking at, to be totally honest. But VJ Edgecombe, and we will see how many minutes he gets. If this thing's a blowout, Kelly Oubre can score the ball. It's hard to pick who you want to go to because we don't know what the type of situation here is going to be going into the fourth quarter, where guys can either lose a whole lot of minutes or gain a few extra minutes here. So Paul George is probably my main look, rebounding the ball, maybe knocking down some threes. Jumping to the next game here, we got the Brooklyn Nets and the Toronto Raptors. Toronto wants to win this game. They want to pretty much lock up the 5 seed. They could drop to the 6 seed. I believe they even could drop a little bit lower if some crazy stuff happens. But I'm pretty sure they lock up the 5 seed here with a win, at the very least a top 6 seed. So they're going to want to go ahead and win this game. They do have a question mark for RJ Barrett, but it doesn't really matter because they're 23.5 point favorites against the Brooklyn Nets, who want to lose this game just in case the Pacers lose this game or win their game, and they could go into a coin flip for top 3 in terms of the lottery draft. So Brooklyn does not want to win. Toronto does want to win. That's why we're getting a monster spread here. And this Brooklyn Nets team, I mean, Saraf is the only guy I'd maybe even look at. Just such crazy players that they're going out and playing here. Jalen Wilson can be a guy that you can look at too. Drake Powell. Those are the guys pretty much I know their names, but I'm not looking at anything in terms of the Brooklyn Nets. They got some crazy lineup out there, and they did this the other day too. Toronto Raptors side of things, I mean, the only guy I'm looking at is Scotty Barnes rebounds because Jakob Poeltl's minutes have been down, projected for 24 right now. They want to win this thing. If Poeltl's going to lose minutes, maybe we don't even see Murray Boyles. Scotty should be the best rebounder out for the team. So that's the only other play that I'm looking at. Scotty Barnes, I mean, rebounded pretty dang well with Poeltl in the lineup, without RJ if he doesn't play, with Quickly, and that's the main thing I'm looking at. Even if looking at a double-double, if you're going to get plus money on that, I mean, he can dime up, but with Quickly in the court, probably not as much. And if this is a 30-point game into the fourth quarter, it's going to be a little bit tougher. So I think I like the rebounds the most, but if you want to get some plus money, maybe look at the double-double, or maybe even, bump this rebounds line up to get a better payout. Moving to the next game here. This game doesn't matter for either of these teams, Chicago and Dallas. Both of them won't really care if they win or lose, but I'm obviously looking at Cooper Flagg. The race for Rookie of the Year is tight enough where a monster game could honestly just win him the award. His lines are ridiculously high, but points and rebounds against the Chicago Bulls, it's pretty dang good matchup. I mean, you can throw matchups out the window at this point because the teams look so different, but it's a really good matchup for him to do this. That the Bulls just defensively are just horrible, whoever they throw out there. So if he can score a whole bunch of points, his points line's at 34.5. He can rebound pretty dang well. He's been going over his rebounds line. So if he's going to go out there and try to win Rookie of the Year tonight, I'd probably just look at his points and rebounds. He should shoot a whole bunch of times. He should rebound a whole bunch of times and potentially lock this thing up with another huge performance, which we've seen from him in a couple of these recent games. And then the other side of the court, I'm looking probably at Leonard Miller. This dude's probably going to get as much time as he can handle tonight. And he's had some decent games, honestly, triple-double. I think that could, it's not out of the question. We can look at his double-double. He has had a couple of those, but he should have the ball in his hands a decent amount. He can rebound pretty dang well, and he should get a ton of time in the court. He can assist a little bit here, maybe not a triple-double. That might be crazy. But double-double line, if we're going to get plus 115, we'll see the lines we're going to get on that, or the prices we're going to get on that. But Leonard Miller double-double against the Mavs. They're a weak rebounding team too, and it could be the Leonard Miller show. I mean, how many projected minutes is he supposed to get today? We can go to his projected time. Leonard Miller, 34 minutes. So double-double for Leonard Miller. I think that's the way you kind of attack these games that don't really matter. Jumping to the next game here, we got Memphis and the Houston Rockets. Doesn't really matter for this game either. Houston's already locked up their seeding in this thing, I believe a 5 seed. And then for Memphis, I mean, losing this game would help them in terms of the standings for the draft lottery and everything like that. And they'll probably lose anyway, 13.5 point underdogs. Reed Shepherd's the main guy I'm looking at here for both teams. I mean, you could look at Mashak. He's just going to get a ton of time for Memphis. But Reed Shepherd, 3-pointers is the main thing I'm looking at in this game overall. There's going to be not really many other options, and they could just let Reed Shepherd go out there and shoot the basketball. He's played one game that's just without Kate, or 3 games without KD in the lineup. Shot 7 threes, shot 12 threes, and shot 5 threes. That's not the best data point in the world just because, I mean, look how many players are out for this team. He's just going to have the green light, and they got to play someone. He's the young stud in the team. So go out there and knock down some threes in a pretty good matchup. A bunch of players going over the 3-point line against this Memphis Grizzlies team who's kind of been running this random squad. I mean, it's worse today, but they've been running a horrible team out there for the past, month practically. So Reed Shepherd to knock down a whole bunch of threes. You could ladder this up, I think, too. Moving to the Warriors and the Clippers, this game does matter for the Clippers, does not matter for the Warriors. They're already locked into the 10 seed. They're probably just getting some guys run, especially guys like Steph Curry. worry, but you can see the projected lineups here. Pretty much no one getting more than 27 projected minutes right now because they're already locked in. They just want to get these guys some reps. They're not going to go too crazy with it. On the Clippers side of things, though, I would just honestly go to the Clippers to win on the spread, 6.5 point spread, but Kawhi Leonard's questionable here, so that scares me a little bit to be confident in that. I would probably go to Kawhi Leonard's points, rebounds, assists as well if I knew he was going to play. He's the main guy I'm going to be trusting in this situation. I mean, Garland you could look at too, even a guy like Derrick Jones Jr. in a spot that, again, kind of maybe going to be a very important game for them because they're between that 8 and 9 seed. If they drop to the 9 seed in the play-in, they only get one chance, or sorry, they have to win 2 games to come out of the play-in and get to the playoffs. If they're in that 8 seed, they get 2 chances to win 1 game here. So 8 versus 9 is a big difference, and if they go out there and win this thing, they could lock up that 8 seed. So that could be a big game for them. But Kawhi Leonard's question tag, toss up to play. I don't even know his injury. Ankle. We'll see if he goes out there and plays, but I would assume he does. In looking farther into it, the Blazers have the tiebreaker with the win over the Clippers the other day, so they're going against the Portland Trail Blazers, 17-point spread. If Portland wins this game, the Clippers can't even get the 8 seed anyway, so maybe that's why Kawhi's questionable. But again, if I'm an NBA team, NBA player, I'd want to go out there and play this game, but we know Kawhi has a history of missing a lot of games, so we'll see if he ends up playing or not. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. But then we got Utah and the LA Lakers. The Lakers potentially could get the 3 seed, but they're between the 3 and the 4 seed right now. LeBron questionable, and Denver would have to lose against the San Antonio Spurs. Bunch of players out kind of for both sides, and honestly, the Spurs are big favorites here. So I think the Lakers would want to go out there and win this thing. We'll see if LeBron plays or not. But my main read, again, would be a guy like Rui Hachimura, who's probably going to get a lot of time on the court. And he's got a pretty dang good matchup to score against the Utah Jazz. The other guy I'd be looking at is Ace Bailey rebounds. You can go over and see he can rebound the ball if he's going to get time on the court. He should be able to rebound even against this team that's pretty good at rebounding defensively, but not recently. So that's the guy that I would look at on the Jazz side of things. And then Luke Kennard, maybe some assists. He's been diamond up. He's been turned into a distributor the past few games, and this is against the Utah Jazz, whose defense is horrible. So those are the main 3 reads in this one. Jumping into another game that doesn't matter here, the Pelicans and the Minnesota Timberwolves, both teams locked up. The Pelicans don't even have their pick, so they have no incentive to win or lose here. So it's going to be the Rooks going up against a Timberwolves team. I mean, for the Timberwolves, is as easy as just going to Dante DiVincenzo to score some points here. He's not on the injury report right now for some reason. Projected minutes, 26 minutes. Might get less than that. We'll see what happens, but might be as simple as just going to someone like that. And then the Pelican side things, I would just say go to Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears, but their lines are so high, 27 points for Jeremiah Fears. Honestly, potentially could look at that. The dude's been an absolute bucket. He's getting a ton of time in the court, 44 and 38 minutes, getting that Isaiah Collier treatment. And then Derek Queen would be another guy I look at, but his lines are also ridiculously high. PRA would be kind of the way that I go to it because you can do a little bit of everything, but maybe even a triple-double if you want to get fancy with it. 37.5. I mean, I'd probably just look at the triple-double at that point and get the best odds you can get. Going into Sacramento and Portland, we already kind of talked about this game because it matters for the Clippers game. If Portland wins this thing, they lock up that 8 seed, which is huge for play-in standings. They get 2 chances at a game to get into the playoffs. And for the Sacramento side of things, they essentially just want to lose this game. They want to have a worse record than the Jazz. And if the Jazz win/lose, if the Jazz win this game against the Lakers somehow, then we could see a Sacramento being lower in the standings with them. So they just want to lose this thing against the Blazers. For the Portland side of things, I mean, I think this is a Deni Avdija game. I was looking at triple-double. I know I mentioned triple-doubles a lot, but double-double also looks like it's going to be plus money here. You could also just look at his PRA. This dude's an absolute hooper. Toumani Camara, threes, is another guy that's just been hooping. No Jeremy Grant in this lineup. He's been knocking down threes, and it's a pretty good matchup for him to do so. I'll pull up Deni Avdija just because I mentioned him already, but like double-double, he doesn't get it very often, but he has done it, I think, already against this is without Jeremy Grant. Done it once against the Kings already. Has a couple in the last 20 games, plus 155, and a game against the Kings that does not really matter for the Kings at all. I mean, it's just a huge blowout. That would be what hurts us here, but he can rebound, he can get some assists, and of course he can score. We know that. So it could be interesting in that factor. So Deni, to kind of cap off a great season for him, triple-double, double-double, or just a PRA line where he goes crazy. And then for the other side of things, like Maxime Reynaud, if I can spell his name right, he's been great. He's a young guy. Why not play him a decent amount? He can rebound the ball pretty dang well. Players going over against their rebounding line here too. So he's a guy for plus money here. And then Precious Achiuwa, another guy that's been getting a ton of time on the court. He can put the ball in the basket and he can also rebound pretty dang well too. So Precious and Reynaud, the two guys I'm looking at for the Kings. Kamara and Denny, the two guys I'm looking at for the Blazers. Moving into what should be probably the game of the night, but I don't know at this point. Denver and San Antonio. Denver could lock up the 3 seed, I believe, with a win here. San Antonio's already locked into their positioning, but they might get some guys out there for award type of stuff like Wemby. So I don't know who's going to play. I mean, Murray's already already ruled out. Bunch of guys already rule out for Denver. Why would Jokic go out there and play? And at that point, who do you go to on this Denver side of things? And for the San Antonio side of things, a lot of good players here are question marks. So I wish I could go more into this one, but I honestly have no idea who's playing in this thing as of right now. With the 11.5 point spread, I would assume Jokic is not playing, but crazier things have happened. And this is actually kind of what I thought here. So both guys, Wemby and Jokic, are sitting at 64 games. I would assume they go out there and maybe play 20 minutes to get that 65th game. And again, that's both Jokic and Wemby. So both these guys probably will go out there and play, I would assume. Jokic probably wants to make an All-NBA team. Same with Wembanyama to win the Defensive Player of the Year, all that kind of stuff. So are they going to go out there and play well against each other? I have no idea. Or are they going to play 20 minutes and then get out of there? That's what kind of RotoWire's thinking here. 20 minutes for Jokic and then get him out of there with all the starters sitting, and the Wembanyama maybe 20 minutes as well. But we'll see what happens. Hard to go to player props in that kind of instance. My voice, we have one more game to go to, and it's two teams that are already locked in their standings, Phoenix Suns and OKC Thunder. We'll see a ton of question marks. Already guys ruled out for the Phoenix Suns. And for the Thunder side of things, we got skeleton crew for them. Topic would be the guy that I'll look at just because he's going to get a lot of minutes and his lines are relatively low. We don't have a ton of info on this guy at all in the NBA, but if he's going to play 40 minutes today, he could definitely put the ball in the basket. Other guys, Jared McCain could be someone you look at, but he didn't get more than 25 minutes the last time they did this. And then for the Phoenix side of things, I don't know who's playing. If all these guys end up getting ruled out, then it's something, we could look at. And then a guy like Ryan Dunn, I'm kind of just waiting for lines to come out, but he could be a guy that scores the basketball if he's going to be put on the court for this much time. And he's probably their best option to look at. But that one doesn't matter that much. So we talked about every single game in this thing. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. Again, if you're more of a novice fan, then maybe you have no idea why you're seeing weird spreads and things like that. But hopefully you got a little bit of information from this thing. No official video picks for me right now because there's so many question marks. But we talked about pretty much specific players in all these games. So hopefully you got, again, some sort of idea where I'm kind of leaning. And I'll definitely be posting my official plays in the Discord community and maybe even in the pinned comment if that's something you guys comment about. Just say, hey, get stuff in the pinned comment for us later on in the day. I could potentially do that too. But if you want access to the Discord community, ready for the playoffs, we're doing baseball, soccer, golf, all that kind of stuff. There's a link in the description down below for 7 days free. You can just check us out. If you don't like us, you can move on your way. But I think a lot of people will enjoy it, and it's a whole lot of fun. So hopefully you guys got something from this. Thank you for watching. Like always, last day of the NBA regular season, absolutely crazy, and it's going to be a weird one. But thanks for watching. See ya.